So since starting the process of certification for the EU AVI, it was really a good opportunity for us in SUEZ to step back and look at our overall security management. What we found when we went through the checklist of requirements was that we were quite far advanced in a lot of areas. So it was a nice reassurance, and it was reaffirming that the policies that we have in place are robust and they're working well. But of course, there are so many extra requirements for the certification process. So it was a big challenge for us, particularly in areas that we just have not worked previously. So we need to develop standard operating protocols for landmines and unexploded devices. So this was a whole new area for us. What was really great about the EV4U project was we got the training, 3 days of training on this, but as well the opportunity to have one-to-one coaching and mentoring from an expert. So that was invaluable for us, and it meant that we were able to focus on those areas where there are the clear gaps, but as well the areas where, okay, we're pretty good, let's make it really, really good. So really across the board, we've been able to fine-tune and strengthen the policies and procedures that we have in place. In SUEZ, the number one priority for us when we send volunteers overseas is the safe return of all involved in the program. So that includes physical well-being, emotional well-being. So everything that we do when we're designing our volunteer program is centered around that. So we employ an approach that's around acceptable risk. So the first step for us is understanding the risk that is involved, because of course risk is a part of everyday life. We're all experts at managing our risk day to day, and a context in the Global South is similar in that you manage the risk, but the context is completely different. So we really share, we put an emphasis on individual and collective responsibility, that SUEZ is not your parent, SUEZ is not your teacher, while our volunteers are all young adults, so maybe slightly less experienced in these kinds of areas, they are adults. And so really it's up to them to make sure that they're managing their own risk and that they're managing the risk of their teams as well. So we produce a set of guidelines. We're very clear that they're guidelines and not rules. Rules are there to be broken. Guidelines are there to help you navigate and understand the context and how to act appropriately. But of course we have some non-negotiables as well. So we do a lot of training, scenario-based training. We are lucky now, we have 16 years of experience of sending volunteers to these areas, so we're able to use real examples. And sometimes they say, oh, that sounds crazy, no one would ever be so stupid. And we're like, yeah, it happened. Yes, they are. So it's really good for them to understand from where their peers and the ones who've gone before them have maybe made mistakes, because that's how we all learn, is by close shaves or where something has gone wrong. So that's a really useful tool for us. And of course we involve our partners in this, but really it's about making sure that our volunteers are able to understand their risk and manage it well.